Alright, so here we go. Video sync, probably out by a million miles, but that's the way it goes. As you can see, I've shifted things around a little bit. Unfortunately, it exposes the filth in my workshop. Such is life. Let's see if we actually do get any activity here. Everything seems alive. Hey, John Lockhart, I have cat, Metabolus. Clap was legit. Excellent. Alright, let's get into this 1502. Just okay, this looks like fun already. Hey Jimbo and Therese, Martin. Hey Wayne, Greg. First thing that's jumped up, other than the fact that I seem to have very low light on this over here. Let's see if we can push that brightness up a bit too far. Yeah, that'll do. We do not have standard screws in here. We've got, looks like, random Phillips heads that have been picked up off the floor. Alrighty, this means we're probably going to have some fun and games. Let me just find a clear container for me to use to stick all the parts in. So it's liquid damage and explode. Man. Alright, we got one. Hey, Lattice, the aircon guy. Okay, well this is already throwing me. I'm thinking, what screwdriver do I pick up? I was actually got to pick up the big Phillips. Actually, there's a misalignment on the screen too. No, that's really not good. I don't know if you can quite see it, but that edge, that means the hinges have been damaged as well. Let's hope the screen isn't dead, because this 1502 dead screen may as well just be a dead machine then. Oh sweet Bridget, what have I got here? Okay, we've got marks all over it, so someone's been here, left their signature on everything. Smells like, yeah, it smells like someone's a little overzealous with the deodorant. Yeah, this battery, it's a little shiny there, shouldn't be. Someone's put masking tape back over the CPU. That kind of terrifies me. I'm very scared now. Alright. Hey Jim, hey Pedro. Hey Pedro, how's your system going? Making some headway? Did you get that schematic page I showed you? Yeah, let's get this drive out. Put a sticker on it. That way, if it falls out of the box or something like that, I can always look around and go, ah, I know which one's that. It's been fixed by somebody. Margarita, yeah, it's things have been a little bit quiet on the new year. Too quiet if you ask me, but yeah. What the hell? Okay, so someone's tried to resolder this. It would appear they almost don't have hot air, or they didn't use hot air. Man. Ah, sweet Bridget, no. Okay, so somebody does not have hot air, and they've been using a soldering iron. I mean, that in itself is not a crime. I mean, not all of us can afford that equipment. But, yeah, what is going on? Oh, fuck. I mean, these screws are wrong. They're supposed to be T8s, so they've been changed. I wonder if this is actually... And there's all this metallic splatter everywhere. It feels like... No, I don't know what it is. It's almost like their bench top was actually covered in it. And it's a 2015. Fantastic. Just what we want. Everybody loves having a 2015. This thing cracks me. Oh, they're using bloomin'... Alright. Let's get this thing out of here. This is going to need a complete rework just to get started. Hey, Jason Te. Oh boy. Yeah, Teresa, but I can't be going saying those words. So yeah, this absolutely definitely has to come out. This requires... And this is the problem with boards that have been worked on previously. Not so much that... what am I kidding? The problem is you have to basically go along and undo all the work that was done by the previous person, unless they've specifically documented it. Man, the fumes of their deodorant are actually getting to me. It was definitely a weak point I have. I get overwhelmed by scent quite a lot. I feel like this is a replacement screen because the sheen on the camera connector does not match there. I could be deluded, but the more I look, the more little quirky things I find. Is the screen connector, are you okay, or have you got a pin missing? Hold on, Paul, smash that. Oh, you do have a pin missing, you lousy. Or is it? Okay, we might be... No, there is a pin missing there. And I think that's probably why it's not working. Yeah. Because that is an essential pin. God damn it. Jimbo, no display. And I think we know why. I'll bring up Flex Boardview. Just going to shift things around. Boom, boom, boom. So this would be a 4924, being a 2015. Oh, great. Come on. What? Okay, so screen connector, we lost pin 1, which is, lo and behold, LCD backlight. And so they're probably getting something, but it's just not showing up. Brilliant. Sync is out. Weird. I think, yeah, okay. Let's fix the sync. So we've got to see if we can do anything about that pin. This may have to be a horrendous hack job, and we have to tap that pin from elsewhere. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm still going to continue to take this out now. But it's going to be... This is not going to be a pretty job. It's been damaged, and we've got a screw missing there. And it looks like somebody has... The reason why this is shifted is because somebody just decided to shuffle that cable up and unscrew it rather than doing it the proper way, which is to unhitch it, peel it back, and unscrew it. And this, my friends, is why so many of us techs get really aggro at prior repairs, because it seems that the people who get to these repairs first have a better talent of getting their hands on these repairs from people who don't know any better. And then they proceed to completely trash them. And in this case, they've destroyed what probably was a very fixable problem, and they've now potentially added $500 to the job. So not pretty. I'm actually going to take the CPU directly off in this case. No, not the CPU, the heatsink. But unfortunately, no matter how many times you try to say it, it always still happens. And it comes down to the fact that it would seem that better techs suck at marketing. Okay, so they've tried to put their shiny metal heat transfer paste onto the PCH as well, which does not work, folks. You only need to put it on the CPU part. I understand it. You sit there and you think, oh, that's exposed die. I need to put transfer paste on that as well, but you don't. Not on these ones. And it's not a manufacturing mistake when you pull it off and see that there's no transfer paste. So when you get all excited and say to your friends, look, Apple was dumb. They didn't put any transfer paste on the PCH part. It's actually you who's been dumb. Oh, and they've knocked the flip lock off the fan connector. Great. This is just going to be a how many things can be wrong in this one type game. I really, by all means, should be sealing this back up and sending it back. But I'm in the mood for a challenge, as it were. Hopefully I haven't bitten off more than I can chew. Oh man. There's some serious rework on the back there. Oh, I better catch up chat again, sorry. H of a hole. Zakimate. Christian, hey. Hey, Steve K. Okay, let's see what they've done with that CPU. I do not advocate the use of these metallic type transfer pastes. They really do not contribute meaningfully to the operational capacity of these machines, and all that usually happens is you get all this crap happening everywhere. You get, oh look, transfer paste, transfer paste, transfer paste, transfer paste. It gets everywhere. Don't use it. It's a false sort of it's a false sense of repair, as it were. What? And because they've got this tape, it looks like they've gone and maybe put Tessa tape down. It's just making it worse. So much worse. Have a look at the other side and see what else we can cry about, like little whiny techs. It's not fair, they touched the board before me. Yeah, I know, I'm mocking myself there. I'm allowed to do that. I'm trying to work out what this originally had as a problem. And honestly, I can't tell whether it was liquid damage or whether that's happened because of their judicious flux and lack of cleaning. Let's see if this thing even takes power. I guess we're gonna get another screw. Get the DC jack out. I can't get over that they've changed the screws for the hinges from the T8s. So that's a ballsy move. Swiftrick, I don't mind if you're right. I mean, when people try to fix things themselves, it can lead to more money. But sadly, what tends to happen more often here is that they fix it to the point where they break it badly. Okay, we've got 17 milliamps, so we're kind of up the creek pretty bad here. 10, 17, 50, it's... Unfortunately, the power supply does not react quickly enough for me to see if there's a genuine high current transient. You really need a much faster sample rate to see if you've got something that's happening within a millisecond, whereas the sample rate on the power supply is, well, the visual update is probably more like 10 times a second, so every 100 milliseconds. It's not fast enough. It could be dead CPU for all we know. Hey Harry. Let's see if this stuff is conductive. And that's my multimeter booting up. I'm going to try and not touch the die. Okay, in this case it would help if I... Let's go for diode mode. Doesn't appear to be conductive, thankfully. But it is messy. It might be conductive at a small scale, a physically small scale. Yes, okay, Nell's not here, so that's good. Hey Annex, so let's clean this up. You don't really need any alcohol for this, just smear it off. It just resists being cleaned up so well. For this I probably need something like tissue paper or toilet paper, to be honest. It's just disgusting. And I bet you even after it's gone through an ultrasonic it will still be dodgy. Well, if it's got Tesla on it, I'll try and put 250 centigrade on it and see if that gets it to lift. Yeah, Wayne, probably. Well, any of them really. Myself, Lewis, Jessa, Tim. Oh, I gotta put the fume extractor on because the smell is just... Like I said, it's not like human waste smell or anything. It's just someone emptied a whole can of Lynx or something onto this. It's enough. It'll give me a migraine if I'm not careful. Ah, hello, lethal one. What you doing here, Farnell? Well, at least... Oh, that's just disgusting. What did they glue it down with? So we're going to spend about an hour and a half maybe cleaning up everything before we even get started on our own attempt to work on it. What was the second pin screen cable? I believe it's ground or NC. I've forgotten. No, it hasn't. I'm hoping it will get here. tomorrow. It should have been here today, but I'm suspecting the bushfires and stuff have really slowed things up. I'd love to know what they used on this. I don't think it's shorted tripper, I think they just broke it off. Yeah, I'm just trying to see whether alcohol alone can get this adhesive off. That's some pretty nasty. No. Okay, we'll try it, just heat it up. I don't know what they've used, but it's nasty. Just trying a bit of fingernail scrape and alcohol combination. Seems to... yeah, this fingernail scraping is helping. Now people are going to say, why are you wasting your time on the CPU? It could be dead. Well, it's just one of those things. I like to at least start at a reasonable position of I'm fairly sure everything's okay from here. So having a nice clean CPU top side would be a nice thing to have. Okay, they've managed to chip the damn CPU, I think. Oh no. Whew, thank goodness. But there are chips up here. So these here, they are fractures in the edge of the die. And now the fire shouldn't be delaying it that much, but it could be adding the extra day or two onto it. It did get into Sydney on Friday. Or was it Monday? It was Monday or Friday I got into Sydney. And Sydney's about 2,000 kilometres from here, roughly. So I'm guessing they cheapened out and just sent it up by truck. Alrighty, let's get in where we want. Let's see what our CPU resistance is anyway, since we're here. Could be a very short drop to nothing just now. .2 ohms. Oh shoot. Come on, don't be like that. I think we're dead CPU. .23. .23. That's not good. Let's make sure everything's right. So to give you an idea, 2 probes on there, 0.22, 0.19. Okay, so we basically got 30 or 40 milliohms of resistance on those rails. Yeah, it's a deader. That is such a strong short that's crazy. Intensely strong short, that is. To the point where... Oh, here we go. Yeah, look at this. That's dead CPU. Thank you very much, Anel. It was lovely having you here. So what they've done is they've messed around and they've gone and they've been trying... Oh, now so you can see it all here now. Whopping great big slip. What the hell were they thinking? They were trying to do something with the die, maybe? Oh, man. Okay, that's just my fluffy stuff there. You can ignore my fluff. What have these people done? They're trying to extract the die out of there or something, but anyway, they've completely fire trucked it. Yeah, Jim, I agree. It was actually interesting. I was going to mention that it looked a bit like a fingerprint, but the excitement of the moment kind of stole it from me. Yeah, this is DED. Approved by Anel. DED. Dead. Alright, well, let's see if the screen actually even works. I'm kind of curious. But yeah, that's a donor part board. Let's see. I've got a machine here that I've been trying to determine whether it's the mainboard fault or screen fault. And so this is an opportunity, given that that is a dead setup, for me to test. Which, funnily enough, is what I've been waiting for from Anel and Rossmann as a test screen. It looks like I've got one indirectly. I just realised I can't test because their screen cable is botched. Oh. Alright, let's see if we can do something with that screen cable then. Hey Yanko. Soldering a new CPU, now wouldn't that be something? So at this point we sort of go, well, what can we do with this? You can't really drop a brass insert into there or anything like that. At least not that I'm aware of. I don't quite have those micro machining skills. Damn it, keep flipping out of the way. You could try... Yeah, you could try put something in there. Yeah, it's worth a shot, given that it's botched anyway. I'm just trying to think how I would do it. It certainly wouldn't be very strong. Wayne, I'd say I'm just unlucky right now. Yeah, I'd say I'm lucky. Steve K, an L turned up, so it turned into a dead CPU. And fortunately, at least this time, he's not directly to blame, because we can see that someone did in fact drag their... I was just looking at the construction of this. I think we can disassemble these and do something useful with them. See how it's got... see how it's got these lock tabs? Yeah, I think we can lift these up like that and get a better look at the construction underneath. So many times these get damaged. It'd be nice to be able to replace them or repair them in a reasonably effective way. Hey Carl, Justin. Alright, so they're soldered. Oh wow, that is some nastiness there. Okay, so it's soldered on along the back here, which is stopping it from lifting off. It's probably got additional solder tagging it down on the back row. What is that? I'm guessing that's not hot glue. That would be more like some sort of silicon or epoxy, clear epoxy. So the line we want is this one here, and yeah, that looks like it actually... You need some copper tape in various thicknesses. I'm not sure if copper tape will have the strength to tolerate the repeated insertions, which is why I'm thinking I would really want brass or bronze. Maybe like a needle. That's some pretty small size there though. Kind of curious, given that you can see that the insulation on that wire is stripped back, whether it's in touch with that shield or not. That line doesn't look right? How do you mean? I'm not even sure my probe tip can get into that tiny hole. Epoxy and shape once dry with wire pin, yeah. That's certainly one option. Let's go for... Let's see, can I get in there? Yeah, just. Well, we don't appear to be shorted. But the problem I have here is trying to get this back plate off would be a lot harder than planned. I suspect by the time I do manage to get this solder to melt, it would have likely caused this insulation potting material to degenerate, probably causing the sheath, the insulating sheath around the wires to retract a little more and make them susceptible to shorting out. So we need something like a 0.25mm needle. No, I don't know what I've done with my needle. I did have one here. It's probably in the bin somewhere. And someone's going to open up my bag of rubbish and think that I'm a druggie. The end pin is backlight, which is why we've got half our problem here. So we've got backlight and then not connected. And then I2C lines for the backlight control. So I don't know, has anyone tried repairing these? It's a shame that they've potted it like this and didn't use something like an FPC flex or something like that. Because so many times it is just this section that fails on these screens and you have to replace. Let's see, a piece of wire somewhere. Wire is just too soft, that's also the other problem. You can certainly do the bypass. You know, you basically just get this wire, chase it up a little bit further. Yes, sort of pick up from say an inch or so back, and then bring it onto the board. And if you make it a little bit longer onto the board, you can then it's fine if it's mated with the one machine. But if you try and do it generically, for say you want to use a screen as a tester, then that's not going to really play. I'm just trying to work out what style of crimping they use for this too. If it is indeed crimping. So they crimp and then solder. Yeah, it doesn't look overly repairable by any means. I might have to leave that one alone. So that's dead CPU. The end. Nothing we can do about that. So we can go back into the workshop box until Anel's test screen arrives for me. It's frustrating that was dead. Alright, no, it's okay, we've got another one to work on. What do we got now? Something disastrous. Another box. Could I spend 5,000 on a hot press pulse flex machine? Yep, okay, sure, I'll do. Yeah, is that what they're using, eh? Looks like I've got CPU screws. CPU, they're A1502 CPU hold down screws. Shields. Brain not work today. Heat pipe screws. heat sink screws, whatever you want to call them. Apply some heat to the clear coating. I have in the past, Steve, and that's how I know it's more like the clear epoxy overfill, the sort of stuff you see in Samsung phones, funnily enough. I wonder what horrors await for me inside this shield. This is a sent from another shop job, so it's already had work done to it. Hey Q's, hey Kopaz. Holy dooly. Alright, let's unplug the power because we don't want to cause any shorts. Yucky yuck. Let's take the battery out because it always gets in the way. Oh, how dare you violate my Weira screwdriver. What's wrong with this one? I'm not 100% sure yet. Well, that's been jammed in pretty damn hard, actually. Oh, it looks like battery gets to stay. I'm not going to fight that. Let's have a look. Okay, some pretty awful hair growth. Yeah, that could be a problem there because that's a feedback sense for some power. Oh, brilliant. Having spare parts nestled away, that's always good. That wouldn't have caused a short or anything, but it's just fun that it's even in there. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if the backlight's botched on this. Screen appears okay. I think there are instructions as to what's wrong inside here. Yep. Let's see. What does it say? Machine wasn't powering on but had green light on charger. Replaced a bunch of parts around the clock generator and to the right of the clock generator and reflowed the clock generator. Clock generator, Paul. Clock generator. Some other parts replaced. No. Still doesn't have 3V42. Oh, okay. In that case, let's just take this thing out. The reason why I tend to have a look around on things before I power it up and find out is because I don't want to power it up if it's got some very notable fault on it. I mean, it can be argued either way. Some people say, well, if you verify the symptoms first. In fairness, a lot of me has also just been defiant, and I need a T6 for this. Okay, you're T8. I do wish Weira would be a little clearer on their drivers. Like when you look at the drivers, you have to look at the fine writing to find out what it is. It'd be nice if they put a bigger marking on there. But that aside, I'm happy with them. That's why I've gone along and started putting different colours on the shafts, so I know straight away which one I'm going for. Man, it's going to hurt to have to tell that person that their CPU is dead because of a previous tech. Mostly because it means I'm getting no money out of that job. That's what hurts the most. I'm here to make money. What screw have I left off? Oh, duh, that one. Who's being taught by whom? So we've got some meltage. Wait, why would... how did... what? No. I hope that's just flux. Hey. Is it important? I'm in the middle of... There's enough. Oh man, this almost needs to go straight into the ultrasonic. Oh, look at that. Free floater cap. Nice. This thing's pretty bad, I'll be honest and say this is definitely a case where I would just simply take a donor board that I've fixed in the past and swap it out. Is this a 3115? Yep, 3115. Because this kind of looks like... yeah, some serious damage going on along here. And even if you fix this up, chances are it's probably going to drop dead a few weeks later. The level of damage is... well, it's extensive. I don't know where those parts came from. So that there, that wouldn't surprise me if that's messed up. Mind you, this is just some sort of buck or switch converter. Not sure which one. And all this stuff, that is cooked insect poop. Yeah, delightful stuff. I guess we can consider it a challenge, shall we? What the hell? What's Teresa saying? Buy Rossmann. Get out of here. No, just kidding. Jimbo, I heard about Lewis doxing his own phone. Goodness knows how many times he's done that now. I think I'm going to have to just start having a more aggressive flat fee for no-fix situations like this. Alrighty. Let's go and see if we can get 3G42 up at least. I need my MagSafe 1. If that was a car, it'd be a write-off. Yes, it certainly would. Most likely what I will do is just send down a replacement board. I've got enough of them, it's no problem at all. Okay, we're 8 milliamps. Yeah, alright. Well, alright, this will just be an educational fix. Since I don't have a lot better to do right now. Okay, so let's bring up my 3115. Yeah, it is an odd number. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but we'll find out soon. Let's see. Should be up here. 60. So you want to have a look at pin 7. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Bolts. So do we even get anything? Okay, so we've got 18 volts coming out. Let's see. It's easier to go for pin 4 here. 18 volts. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Pin 9. We actually do have 3V42 coming out. Alright, so we've got 3V42. So let's check our one wire circuit. It's a bit of it's hidden under here. SMC is probably cactus. So look at 6901, which is down by the SMC here. See if we have anything on that. This is actually reminiscent of my very first repair that I ever did. Let's see, pin 5. Okay, 3.4. Pin 4, what have you got? 3.4. We've got to go onto the other side. Under here, there's a resistor. Looks like that resistor's been reworked. What's this one wire? 2.89. Yeah, that doesn't look right. What about on you? Three 460. SMC BCAC okay. Seems to be okay. I've got 346 on that, but oh, we do have decent voltage there. Alright, just shonky bit of solder there. Now that's kind of weird how that shows 2.85 when I jab into the resistor, but over here I get through. Something's going on there. Oh wait, wrong wire, wrong line maybe. Check on here. Oh no, I was measuring the wrong one, sorry. I could have sworn that something's fishy just there. Let me redo that job. Because the resistor shouldn't be showing a drop in the voltage on the end cap like that. Yeah, it could be soldered over corrosion. Could be something. Whatever it is, it's not quite right. Could be nothing. Could be just a bad piece of... That came off awful easy. Could be though because it was... No, I was measuring the wrong thing. Oh yeah, I see the test pad does show up. I wasn't looking at the board view properly. Oh well, we'll stick a new resistor on there anyway. Don't know if this is the same board, but it'll be fine. When I say I don't know whether this is a 2936 or a 3115. Like I said, it doesn't matter. They're all the same in this area. It's TCRS, isn't it? Oh, g'day, TCRS. Good to see you, Tim. I doubt we're going to have any difference. I think that was just me being silly. Well, we're up to 35 milliamp now. But then, okay. One way is 35. Yeah, still not going anywhere. Oh, sweet Bridget. I'll take this heatsink off. There's bound to be stuff lurking under this area here that can often cause problems. Yeah, that came off a little bit easy. There's just so many things that this could be. Okay, so this is the clock circuit. This is what was reworked apparently. Is the orientation correct? Yes, it is. I'm just pushing on the various parts to see if they just come clean off. Yeah, I'm oblivious to chat, sorry. The lethal one. If Paul reads this, I'll donate $5. Sucks to be you, lethal one. Reflow the board. That chip was 11 o'clock from the MOSFET. Looks about. Wow, no chance of me finding that now. This is one of the few boards where you would be strongly inclined to ultrasonic it before you do much more on it. Let me check these values again. So I was reading the wrong line. Let's see, volts. And there we go. Good to see that the Rossmann Group people do actually honor their commitments. Okay, 3V42. Now that is that's SMC BCAC OK. And this one wire is this one here. So that's the thing that, yeah, that's a little quirky. Sys one wire being like that. Are you there as well? Yeah, 2.9 doesn't, it's not right. Something's pulling that down. And that's basically, you've got the SMC, and that's about it. And of course U6900. So in that case, given that we're getting SMC BCAC OK, I'm going to try and replace that. Yeah, okay, Paz, I would too. Yeah. The MOSFET was on the opposite side of the resistor you just replaced. As in there? You mean opposite side of the board, or yeah. Or maybe you meant U6901 here. Make sure we don't melt the DC in connector. One easy way to play along is for you all to get a copy of Open Boardview or something like that and bring up the 3115 Boardviews and schematics. It makes it a little easier to play along. It's sad that my donor is in much better condition than what their board is. At least in this area. Make no mistake, it is a donor for a reason. If you look up here, you can see some pretty gnarly stuff developing, and it shows up all over the board. Hey Blackwood, is this why it gets 2.9 instead of 3.4? God damn it. Oh well. That's weird, I always thought it was a at least a 3 volt, not 2.9, but there you go. Oh well, we replaced it. One of the DCM boards, Cactus. It's a bit chewed up, but it's actually not too bad by the looks of it. Yeah, Wayne, I think good thing I've got my tetanus and diphtheria and whooping cough done. Yeah. Still 8. Oh, what the hell? We got another baked board again. Look at this. See that? If you put enough heat onto these boards to cause the edge bonding to crack like that, you've pretty much killed it. Yeah. So the PCH in this is taking a hit, and you can see the caps here have been hit. So, I mean, it's not a guarantee that it's dead, but it's certainly not far off. Ah, damn it. No, that's it. Now that I've seen that, I'm done with this board. Bloody hell. I don't even want to put that back together now. This sucks. Now, I'm not just saying that, like, trying to be dramatic. This really sucks. Got 3 jobs in today, and 2 of them were already just dead CPU and dead PCH. Got 1 left. Damn it. Water damage. This isn't water damage. It's not water damage. This is dog urine. I just gotta get another container. Those screws are A1502 touchpad metal bracket screws. Right, A1502. Bad corrosion. Naked SSD, bad corrosion. LVDS connector replaced. Bunch of stuff replaced. Keyboard backlight connector removed. Replaced a few other parts around it. C2605 has Shrek babies on it. Okay, green snot. Okay. Wayne, guess it must be my day today. It's a bit of a downer. Yeah, I'm all for getting duds now and then, but lately it's just been a little bit too much. Yeah, definitely not good luck. And so this one being dog pee, I don't have the greatest of hopes. Oh, pinballs here. Your beer one, I'm still waiting on those parts to arrive. China botched me up and looks like they didn't send them before their new year. So I've actually organised someone in the United States to send me a bunch of them express. So I do apologise about the delay, but your beer one hopefully will come good, because I'm fairly sure it's a screw there. Looked like a hole. I'm fairly sure that the fact that I've got two ports, both ports work on one side but not the other. Holy sweet Bridget, that's a mess. Yeah, I'd sooner take a beer-infused unit than dog piss. Oh, this looks terrible. This isn't funny. No, ultrasonic. There's no way out of it. The only trouble is my ultrasonic's sitting at 27 centigrade at the moment, which is definitely not enough to give us anything. No, I mean, I appreciate that there's no rush on the job, but yeah, obviously I'd like to get it done ASAP. I'm happy with the fact that we managed to get it back up and running, as in it would generate the 20 volts and seems like it was doing what it needs to do. It's just frustrating. It was the one part that I simply don't have donors for. Well, what's happened here? All these are splayed out on their own. Why is this? It's like it fused into itself or something. Yeah, this board needs to come out one way or another. Another 2015. Everybody's got 2015s. Thank goodness the Rossmann Group has been generous enough to send me a test screen. Thank you very much, Lewis and Elle. Hi, whoever else is involved in that. Because I just have not been able to get my hands on one. And I've been... daughterboard's done, Crossflex is done. That's probably what's stopping it from booting, actually. It certainly would be. The battery is going to need to be replaced because there's corrosion in that connector, which means it's probably upset the electronics in there. So we're heading for what looks like a 3 strikes day, and that's not something I normally get. I must have done something bad this Christmas. Maybe I didn't give Santa his cookies or something. 44 milliamp. Nothing happening there. 44, that's probably no PM sleep S4L. Trackpad's damaged. I'm not sure there would actually be anything worth salvaging on this. Wow. What a day. Lethal one, Anil, that was too nice of you. Now I'm gonna feel obligated that I have to actually fix things. But seriously, that was really nice. I need to move this camera down, I think. Or maybe I just need to get used to talking to people, looking up to talk to people. Seems like a bit too much effort. It's a leap year this year, is it? 2020? Okay. I do not keep track of that stuff. I'll just wait till someone corrects me. That's a much easier way. But Nell, do you guys get many donors in that way? I mean, at least over where you are, you generally would have access to a greater supply level of surplus machines and, yeah, just opportunities to be able to acquire such screens. Over here, it's very difficult. Either you got people asking $600 for a flippin' heck. Honestly, this whole thing, this chassis is basically a write-off, I think. The battery's going to have to be replaced. Trackpad's got to be replaced. If you're lucky, the screen might function. If you're lucky. What the hell? Alright, the fan wouldn't have been working in this either. Look at that. Folded under itself. And it's stuck there too. How does that even happen? A little bit of heat. Phew. God damn, that smells bad. I mean, it smells bad. How did the fan get under there, the connector? That's crazy. It's still got some bunny lint in it too. Yeah. Let's have a look at the connector. Oh, connector's absolutely cactus. So it's been chewed out here. So the plastic's been completely destroyed there. Brilliant. Let's see if that other donor board fires up on it. See if we can get a blinking folder. Fingers crossed. Oh shit, no. Something's catching on fire. Something caught on fire there. I don't know what it was. Something did. Those telltale wispies. Scrub that connector out again. Could have been actually this connector itself. Yeah, actually, I think it might have been the connector itself, come to think of it. Yeah. I think what's happening is the plastic that's supposed to insulate from this back shield has deteriorated away too much, and that end pin there is making direct contact. So that'd be my guess is what's happening then. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to... Yeah. No, the donor board's probably okay. I'm pretty sure with the donor that it's just a bad screen situation. But this, I would say, what is it? That's the last pin on the 4924. And that's the 3v3. So that's power to the LCD panel. So this is the 3 volts that drives the logic board in the LCD panel. And I've got to stop fiddling around with that because I might. So I can try put a bit of green goo in there. Let's see, why is someone saying image? Rip a pin off another dead screen and try to find the other. Not sure what you mean. When you say a pin, he sees an image on screen. If anyone did see an image on the screen before I disconnected it, yeah, if someone could prove that, that would be quite something. Farnell, did you see the Apple blinking folder or anything? Trouble is, see, it's also charring away in this one too. Oh no, that white rectangle is actually my LED overlight. Yeah. Shame. I had high hopes for a nanosecond then. Just trying to very gently lift this pin up. I'm going to jam some green goo in there and then push them back down. This sort of thing wouldn't be required if these screens had a reasonably sane way of replacing the flexes. Now I know I've covered up most of the pins with this green goo, but that's intentional because I can just scratch it back and there's no problem with that. let's get my UV light. I'm going to leave a message to the person who even sent me these horrible boards. Dead PCH on A1502. I can supply a replacement 3115 board though. Dog P board has damaged screen connector, and God only knows what else. Oh crap. Now, what's an L saying? See an L, I'll try to read. You can break those pins and it'll work with just one of the three. Oh right, yeah, that's right, yes. It's funny that that particular one has the triple pin trunking configuration in parallel, but they go along and they leave it that the backlight has only the one pin. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Mustafa, well, certainly this one was, yeah, it was going to be dubious. Everything's wrong on this. This is definitely what I would consider a do not bother with board. And I try to, god damn, smashing everything. I try to do something with it just simply so that people wouldn't feel cheated. That, yeah, I mean the audience wants the show to go on. So I try to do something with it, but unfortunately it's defying all reasonable attempts. Okay, let's see if this green stuff's hard yet. Are you hard, bro? Semi-hard. Oh, no. Why are you bouncing up like that? I get sometimes when you're using the microscope and you just lose your orientation and you start going cross-eyed. They could do with a little bit more UV. Yep. Knew I should have sent 1502 screen cables for you. Well, I'll ask you this one, Anil. How hard is it to replace those cables? Because I've tried it with the 1466s and I basically threw those things out the window because I could not reasonably replace the 1466 cables. It was like, no, that's it. Threw it out. And when you do the 1502, when you split them open like that, do you have to make sure all your layers don't get, misaligned and things like that? So they are not behind the LCD. Are the cables just sitting on the top, are they? Like if I take that clutch cover off, are they just sitting on there? Because if they are, then great, I'll do that. Because yeah, the 1466 I tried, and I figured after I got that thing finally replaced, as in I managed to actually swap it out, And I thought all the dust has gotten into it and everything. It was like, nope, nope, nope. But if you're telling me that on the 1502 that they just sit behind the clutch cover, then lo and behold, I might actually have something to do. Oops. And then smashing my poor thing around. After the clutch cover, there is another tab you need to unscrew, and boom, there's a basic LCD connector that can be removed. Lethal, I'll have to have a look at that. See if we can get fire and brimstone on this again. I'm going to check first to see if that line is shorted to ground. Yeah, because I mean, if you can replace those cables, my goodness, yeah, that will be a lifesaver. And I mean, without risking the panel itself. I mean, I know you've already lost the panel, but okay, there was a capacitance. That's normal. Ugh. See if anything smokes up this time. I'll turn off that Deceptor. Never open a 1398 screen. Sorry, Copaz, you saying don't, or did you mean to say I have never? Well, we've got no smoke coming up. We are drawing 550. It's weird. It's kind of strangely constant though. A service specialist? Oh, right, you have never opened one, right. Yeah, we should have a blinking folder by now. I'll try one more thing. Nada. Oh, we're up to an amp now. Let's try to reset that. I'll check for voltage just now. Just want to see if anything comes up first. There is a very strange vibration going through this desk. Or is it the fan? Well, it's fan spin, that's what it is. Oh, it seems like we've got no output on that. Unfortunately, being the Retina, I can't tell why. Oops. Certainly got warm. At least one of those pins should have made enough contact. No, it's very quick to break away though. For goodness sake. Okay, Pez, that's a nice way of making something sound very successful by context restriction. I like that. That's right, we've got nothing on this. Can't do anything with that. And we can't do anything with the other one because that one had dead CPU. Makes you, yeah, days like this you wonder whether there's any point in doing any repair work. If I get nothing on this, I'll flip it over and then do some voltage readings. Weather-wise, well, where I am at the moment, it's a perfectly good day. It's actually very nice. It's low 30s, overcast, had some rain. A perfectly lovely day, in fact. Very rare, though. Most days it's just baking hot and threatening to strip the soul out of your body. It's like stepping out in Riddick and crematoria. Yeah, Wayne, I tend to agree. Tend to agree rather greatly. Yeah, I've got nothing coming up. Nothing at all. Yeah, primarily this is just a complete crap fest. Okay, let's see if we've got any voltages on those lines. Contacts look a bit iffy, they certainly do. Yeah, I'm not holding the greatest confidence of those things. Okay, 3v3. Wait, you got 5 volts? What? 5 volts into those? I thought they were 3 volt lines. Oh no. Wait, yeah. 5V. PP5V. Oh, okay, I see what it is. Yep, 5V is correct. It's the 3v3 that caught me off there. Zero on the backlight. Do we still have 5 volts? No, we do not have 5 volts anymore, so it gave up on us. So it started out, tried talking, couldn't get a proper conversation, gave up. At least that's my guess at this point. No backlight, but also it shuts down the 5 volt for the LCD. Okay, so this one here, I think we will definitely label dog's breakfast, since it's dog's pee. I'm not touching that any further, that's done. But what I might do is have a look at that one that was the destroyed CPU one. Since that had a... Let's see, where are you? Someone's messed with the screen on this already. As in, someone's already replaced the screws, done something, goodness knows what with it. And we do have a damaged cable, so let's see what Anel's great chitter chatter's about, because taking off the clutch cover's easy enough. The mount, that's not, that's fluff actually, and then there's burn marks, so it's okay. Fluff and burn marks. Is it missing a screen screw? I'm not sure. But they replaced the T8s with some short Phillips, which completely threw me. Is this the normal slide off? Yep. Except when I break it like that. No. Oops. Ah, hell. Ah, hell, man. Ah. Ah, that's easy. Bloody hell, all this time. Okay, but the question is, how do I get to those screws? safely. Blimey heck, all this time I was thinking that it was going to be like the 1466s with the completely and utterly horrifying way of getting things. It actually kind of makes me mad, to be honest. You spend so long thinking that it's one particular type of fault, and it's not. A design, and it's not. So I've got to take this whole strip off, I'm guessing. By the looks of what I do. Magnetize. You call this the annoying part? Compared to the 1466, it's trivial. Or at least it appears to be so far, except that one doesn't want to come out. Why don't you want to come out? Why do you have to? Why is there always one screw in every job that doesn't want to come out? Great. Okay, for that I have a particular driver that's designed for handling that. So it's a short stumpy top one. There we go, and out it comes. When I first got this driver from Wearer, I actually wrote a complaint to him, and I said, you know, it's the tip's broken. What the, you know, it seems to be broken. What's going on there? And they said, no, it's meant to be that way. And I was like, how frickin' useless. And now it's my lifesaver, many a time. Okay. The 1278s probably aren't so bad, but the 1466s, like I said, they're just living hell. Avoid, run away at all costs. Under no circumstances touch a 1466. Okay, I shouldn't say that, but god damn. Okay, but here's the question that I also need answered. How do you get it out of this assembly here? How do you do that? Some kind of magic voodoo? Or do you just take it straight off that? Move the T8s. Alright, there we go. Answered before I could finish complaining. Yeah, they are in tough. Okay. Neat. Wow. Thank you very much, Anil. Thank you. Like I said, legitimately thought it was about the 1466s. Kind of makes me want to open a 1466 to show you just what sort of hellish combination they are. But then maybe I should let you find out for yourself. Now, is there any like super delicate bits or anything around here? If you buy the cable, it comes with hinges. Alright, cool. Like, lifting up this, the plate, does it put me at risk of anything? What's the time? Damn it, it's 5:30 in the afternoon. So I could order it and have it here by tomorrow, but that's not going to happen. Oh well. Looks like I'll order myself a couple of these and I'll be in a much better way. Fantastic. I'm really pleased. Okay, so, well, that's pretty much the end of the stream for today, really, because I've got nothing else but tears for everybody. Sketchy ways going around the screens. Oh well. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. But at least we did finish on a good note. And once again, thanks to Anel. That was a useful piece of information to know that the screen cables on the 1502s are in fact replaceable. Because the number of times that I've had to tell people, well, that screen's botched because you broke the cable, because I thought it was the sort of type of cable that, well, with the 1466s, what happens is it goes in behind this circuit board, and that LVDS connector is on the back side of the PCB, so you have to unfill the PCB, but it doesn't want to come out like that because it's trapped in. Anyway, so I'll get myself a couple of those, and you never know, I might actually get a working screen out of this, so that would be something. I better get 2 of them because that other one needs one as well. Fantastic. Alright. I love how you can slide the panel sideways and slide the... Alright. We're going to leave it at that. Thank you very much. I'm sorry it was a long, generally unsuccessful one. I'll have to get a new clutch cover too, because I don't know whether it was me, but yeah, those end caps just knocked right off. So I didn't actually give it that much force, but then again, they are delicate little things. Oh well, anyway, I'll get another clutch cover. They always pop off. Okay. Here we are, Nell being useful again. Let's see, belay the delay. Sure it's not broken? Okay, so that goes into there. And that... Well, damn. You know, I know I'm going to have to give you $5 back, because you've basically well and truly demonstrated your worth today. So I'm going to send you your $5 back. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I really thought it was broken because, again, the 1466s, they break like that. So, yep, okay. Alright, I'll catch you later. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.